Welcome again to my tens and tens of friends. Thank you so much for joining me. It is me, Teacher TJ. And if you're new here, thank you for joining me too. Today we are going to get into my top 10 Abbott episodes. We're going to kick this off starting with Candy Zombies. This was a very funny episode. The teacher assistant Ashley, OC, favorite part of that show is when she knew she was responsible for something that she had did, and she just kind of eased out the frame, like yeah, that was me, I'm out of here. Also in that episode, we got the bad bee Amber, and them calling her a bad bee, that just tickled me too. And the fact that she gave Gregory that candy, and Janine asked the girl, was it drugs in there? And she like, girl, like, she didn't even answer her. Just kept it P and was like, just give him the candy. That episode was funny to me though, because it was just so chaotic. They kept calling that little boy baby Thanos, and that really cracked me up. And I don't know, it's something about Halloween that I like. I like the kids being excited about their costumes, and I'm a giver, so I like to give candies, and I love to throw a party. So yes, Candy Zombies was among one of my favorite episodes, and these episodes are not ranked in any particular order. It just is what it is. Just 10 of my favorites. Speaking of candy, if you want to try the absolute best gummy bears you have ever had in your life, they're from Indiana, okay? Northwest, which originally is where I'm from. The Albanese gummy bears. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I want you to know. Click the link in the description box below and get you some of the best gummy bears that you will ever taste, or gummy worms. Nobody else has nothing on these. Trust me. Another one of my favorite Abbott episodes was Zoo Balloon. Zoo Balloon was funny because anytime I see Tariq, he's a cackle. He makes me laugh, something serious for real. Like, what is wrong with that man? First of all, why are you here? Him and Janine, I believe, had broke up at that point, and he does not have any children. So, sir, why are you here? But not only was he there, he was actually a chaperone on the field trip to the zoo. And the reason it was titled Zoo Balloon was partially because of the balloon. Turns out Janine is afraid of heights. And not even her student, I don't even think it was her student, it may have been Tariq's student, ended up in a hot air balloon, and she had to go into the hot air balloon to get the student, and then she ended up sailing away up into the sky on the hot air balloon with the student, and that was crazy work. Also, it was relatable for me on, the idea of aging out as a teacher. But the idea that Tariq was a chaperone it just threw me off. Another one of my favorite episodes in Abbott was the readathon. The readathon was pretty good to me because just the fact that they were so dedicated and winning, and then to show like the lies that a student will tell, and the fact that their parents really be riding with them. Like the little girl who said she had read about 40 books in like an hour. She was just going on and on with a lie. And then the parents, it got to the point where Melissa, Miss Shementi, had to call in the parents like, y'all signed off on this book report. And instead of them being like, yeah, okay, we didn't really check, they're like, well, she said she did. And it's like, what? I mean, it got so outrageous. Miss Shementi asked, like, what was the sister name of the bear? She said Beyonce. The readathon also hit close to home because we all know there's always a book sale at school. And one thing that happens at all schools across the nation, I would assume, is reading. So it's very relatable episode, and I believe we all have those scholastic book sales, so that the readathon just really brought up memories and just really I could form a real connection off of that episode. I read to my students almost every day, and one of the things that I use is Kindle Unlimited. I am really good at tying the lesson together with a book. If you really want to bring that lesson home, use a book. So Kindle Unlimited, more times than not, it has really popular kid books on there. It makes it really easy to find a digital book that I would like to read, and it's not very expensive. Click the link down below if you are one of those teachers who can never have too many books. And not only is it Kindle Unlimited for a good idea for children, it's also a great resource to have for adults as well, because a lot of times many popular books are on Kindle Unlimited. Another episode that I really enjoyed was the pilot episode. Episode 1, it actually got me my most views on the YouTube. Don't judge me on views. I say like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views. And I really enjoyed that episode. We got to meet all of the teachers, but I think that was the pizza episode. And that was when Gregory was saying like he doesn't eat pizza, and everybody just totally freaked out on him. Like, hey, you don't eat pizza. It was just like a whole mess. And one thing that I shared about myself is there was a moment in my life where I didn't eat pizza, and the way they treated Gregory, it was just like so relatable. Another episode that I really enjoyed was Holiday Hookah. Never smoked hookah. Maybe that's TMI, but Holiday Hookah was a really good episode for me because I have not gotten to seasons 3 and 4. So my top 10 are actually episodes from seasons 1, 2, and 5. I am currently recording and reviewing episodes for season 3, and we'll get to season 4 soon. But Holiday Hookah was in season 5, and it was one of the first times that I got to see the teachers outside of the school, and the teachers in such a grown-up way, because it was at the club. So we got to see Janine and Gregory be really weird and awkward at the club because, I guess they're not supposed to like each other, but they do. We can all see it, but for some reason they can't. I totally enjoyed that episode. Any of the mall episodes, I was totally here for. The 6th one that I have listed is the mall episodes. In mall 1, 2, and 3, just the whole fact that they are in a mall trying to have school, hilarious. 2, it's just the way that it really brought on anxiety in me, as if those were my kids in a mall getting taught. Oh my gosh, I can imagine my child roaming around the mall in kindergarten trying to get from their classroom to the bathroom, or me dropping them off in the morning and they don't know which door to go through, so now the malls was just great. And then them trying to set up their classroom to look like a classroom when it was really a mall. So yeah, I totally love the mall episodes. They cracked me up. And the 7th one that I have written down here is Picture Day. And Picture Day, smiling was like a really awkward thing, not just for the students, but for Mr. Gregory. He literally had to practice his smile, and it was OC, out of control. Because, what? At your big age, you don't know your smile yet? He didn't. And then the fact that the students didn't have a smile. Their smile was not to smile. It's like, say, they'll sit there. It was so funny to me because they were sitting there, the kids talking to their friends, and they're smiling and they're talking. And then the moment they sat down in that chair to take their picture is what they got. And then the fact that I'm sure any parent with kids, whether you did this to your child or it was just something that they came up with on their own, but for some reason, ages 1, maybe 2, maybe ages 2 through 4, preschoolers, toddlers smile in a picture when you tell them to smile. Funniest thing ever. Funniest thing ever. And I tell the story about my very own children and their smile and their preschool pictures because it was just that bad. It was bad. So a picture that was totally relatable, and I really laughed and enjoyed that episode. If you guys are not watching Abbott, I will say it again, watch Abbott Elementary if you need a good laugh. Let's keep going. I have 3 more episodes and then I will give you my last one. I kind of saved the best for last, although these are not in any particular order. The 10th one is pretty much my favorite. So the 8th episode that I chose was camping, which was season 5, episode 5. And the whole idea of helping kids not be federal is what Melissa was doing, but just kids and federal in the same sentence just had me hollering the whole time, because everything that the kids wanted to do for fun was federal. Like TP in someone's house, you can't do that. Knocking on the door and running, you can't do that. It was just like a bunch of things that the kids considered to be things that were fun to do that was actually quite federal. And the fact that they were like, yeah, y'all can't do that. Let's show you guys some real fun. Not to mention, camping is outside. I am an outdoorsy girl, so it's a vibe when you watch things that are like outdoors. And then the campaign episode, which was just recent, season 5, episode 17. The fact that somebody, a teacher, kicked the kid and she can still be affiliated with children or a school in any way, I'm sorry, that was hilarious to me. Like, what? And then the fact that Jacob barely won a campaign next to a woman who kicked the kid, and then the kid was actually standing with the lady that kicked him and trying to help her campaign. That was just, nonstop laughter. Now, last but not least, what I have for my favorite episode is The Principal's Office, season 2, episode 4. And that one was my favorite episode because, again, totally relatable, brought back so many memories for me. It's pretty much like first of all, level up stars. We love to give out a gold star. I love giving out gold stars. So the fact that Ava was just like giving out all these toys and stars to the kid in the office who did not deserve any toys or stars because he was there for disrupting the classroom. Yeah, that episode really cracked me up. Well, we've made it to the end, and if you're one of my 10s and 10s of friends, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and if you are not one of my 10s and 10s of friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. And if you've never tried them Albanese candy gummy bears, link down in the description. Get you some. I promise you won't be disappointed if you like candy. Now, don't come mess on me talking about some. That was nasty. I don't even like candy, so why'd you buy them? If you like gummy bears and you want to taste the gummy bear, get them the Albanese gummy bears. You'll be glad you did. Bye, 10.